all want the best for Gibraltar, and I would assume that if we were elected into government, that Mr. Garcia and Mr. Picardo would agree to form part of the Gibraltar delegation, which we have invited them to form part, and therefore there would be continuity in the negotiations, because what we're not going to do is what the government have done over the last few years, which is go it alone, completely ignore the opposition, not have the opposition on board. No, that's not our policy. Our policy on this, as indeed, for example, going to the United Nations and delivering speeches and going as a Gibraltar delegation, our policy is that we will have a Gibraltar delegation that will include members of the now government, who will be the opposition, Mr. Picardo, Mr. Garcia, and that will provide the continuity of negotiations that obviously Gibraltar needs. And I accept that Gibraltar would need the continuity of negotiations. But with the public servants that are there, and of course with the cooperation, I would assume that Mr. Garcia would feel privileged to form part of that Gibraltar delegation, that continuity will continue.
But is it your policy to include the GSLP Liberals in any negotiations or in any UN addresses for the sake of continuity, or because you feel that opposition members should form part of the Gibraltar Party? I mean, it can't be both.
No, it is both. We have a long-standing policy going back to 2013, when I was leader of the opposition, where we said, if we are elected, we will include the opposition in any Gibraltar delegation on any issue that is of importance to Gibraltar.
But then continuity is a byproduct of that.
And that absolutely continuity is a byproduct of that. But it's, to answer your question, it's because it's our policy. In other words, we believe in it, but also because in this particular occasion, in this particular instance, it is also necessary, but it completely anaesthetizes, quite frankly, the argument that they are the only ones that can continue with these negotiations, unless, of course, what Dr. Garcia is saying is, no, if we're not elected, we are not going to form part of the Gibraltar delegation, and we are not going to assist the government of the day. I can't see that that is his position, because knowing Dr. Garcia as I do, I believe that he will provide the next Gibraltar government with every single assistance.